What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a very easy pumpkin cheesecake recipe. Well, it's not the easiest, but it's rewarding because it's fulfilling and it tastes homemade and it looks really good and it's impressive. For this recipe you'll need a few ingredients. It does take about an hour. This recipe is very traditional for any of the holidays and the end of the year, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, but it's really good. It makes the whole house smell good and it is a crowd pleaser every year for me during my Thanksgiving dinners. For the crust, you'll need 2.5 tablespoons of light brown sugar. You'll need about half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You'll need 1 stick of butter. And you also need 1 1/4 cup of ground graham crackers. I'll insert a little clip of how I got to this ground graham cracker. In a large bowl, we're going to start mixing the ingredients. I'm going to put the graham crackers down, kind of run my fingers through it, make sure it's all ground. I'm going to add the melted butter, the light brown sugar, and lastly, the cinnamon. You can mix this however you like. I prefer to use a fork so it can become a little bit more chunky because you don't want this to be smooth, you want it to be chunky. And this is pretty much how your end consistency should be. You're gonna pack this down in the bottom of a spring form pan. I wish you guys can smell this. It smells like the holidays. One of the most important things that you'll need is a spring cheesecake dish. Now, of course, you don't need this, but it is very convenient when you're making cheesecakes. Sometimes cheesecakes will flop and it could just kind of, when you try to take it out of a pan, it'll all just kind of melt to the side and you don't want that to happen. So the trick is to use a springform pan. You can clip these open and just remove it and you'll have the whole cheesecake. And then you can just clip it to the side and it's a nice sturdy pan. So I recommend getting one of these for this recipe or for any cheesecake. It'll definitely come in handy. You can even use it for cakes or anything. It definitely helps keep the shape and make the cheesecake look aesthetically pleasing. I'm going to take some cooking spray. Make sure to spray all around the sides to coat the entire pan so it does not stick when you unspring it. And then I'm going to take the graham cracker crust, lay it on the bottom. Okay, and I'm just going to use packing motions to press this down against the pan. It's very important that you get an even layer of crust so that you don't have a lot of crust in one area and a little crust in another area. You can even pack with your hands. But we're not going to stop right there. I'm going to use a little cup and I'm just going to press down just to make sure we have an even layer again. This is what your crust should look like. I'm gonna just set this to the side and show you guys how to make the cheesecake filling. For the cheesecake filling, first and foremost, you're going to need a big old bowl, 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. I got 1/3 less fat because it was on significant sale, but you can use any kind of cream cheese. You'll also be needing 3 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk on the side, and I'll insert a clip of how I actually got that egg yolk. One cup of sugar. You'll also need 13 to 14 ounces of pumpkin puree. Also be needing half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You'll need 1/8 of a teaspoon or barely even a pinch of ground nutmeg. This stuff is very strong, so that's why you use very little bit of it for an entire bowl of cheesecake mixture. 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground clove. Again, this stuff is very strong, so you just need barely a pinch. You'll also need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I like to use this bougie because it actually does make a difference and it does taste more pure when you use a real vanilla extract. I think I got this from TJ Maxx for like 15 bucks, but it is a one-time purchase. It is expensive, but it's gonna make your desserts just taste that much more authentic rather than store-bought. I'm going to mix all of the spices together, the cinnamon, the clove, the nutmeg, and together that kind of makes up our pumpkin pie spice. In our large mixing bowl, I will add softened cream cheese. Slowly beat this until it gets creamy. Just want to beat this until it becomes smooth. I'm gonna push everything toward the center. I'm going to add the eggs, and I'm not going to do them one at a time. I can just do them all at once. And the egg yolks. As soon as it reaches a good cottage cheese looking stage, we're going to add the sugar. Last but not least, you will need 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Once we have beat the eggs and sugar into the mixture, and add the pumpkin filling. And also add our pumpkin pie spice mixture. And we're going to beat that together until we get like a uniform color and kind of the same consistency again, but with everything blended together. Flour, vanilla extract, let me show you guys up close how it looks. It's a little bit kind of gelatinous, if you will, but it still is holding up and it's thick thanks to the flour. And now we're ready to transfer this onto the crust. Okay, what's up everyone? Pie crust that I set to the side earlier still looks the same. I didn't do anything to it. First and foremost, we want to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. I don't know why it's doing that. It needs to stop. Okay, yeah, when I do that, it stops. 350. Take our pie crust, bring our pie filling over. I'm just gonna pour the pumpkin pie filling directly onto the crust. Cheesecake is about to go in the oven. I want to kind of spin it around a little bit, make sure everything is nice and even. I'll zoom you guys in and show you what it looks like. Of course, as personal preference suggests, I like to use these. Now this is ready to go and ready to pop into the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour or until it becomes firm. It's important to note that cheesecake does not look like cheesecake. After you are done baking it, it still will probably not look like cheesecake. But that is why the refrigeration step is crucial. I leave it in the fridge overnight. The longer the better. It's more solid, it's more creamy, the longer you let it sit. For the topping for the cheesecake, you're gonna need half a cup of sour cream. You're gonna need 1 teaspoon of the same vanilla extract. 1/3 of a cup of sugar. You'll also need some ground cinnamon. This is pretty much to taste. I would say about 1 teaspoon. Large mixing bowl, I'm going to add the 1 cup of sour cream, add the sugar, the vanilla, cinnamon. And I tasted it and it's perfect, exactly to my liking. And again, this sour cream filling is optional. I like it because it adds a nice counteracting tart flavor to the sweet, creamy, dense cheesecake. I will allow the cheesecake to cool in the fridge for as long as possible. A couple hours is good. And then I will add the sour cream topping on top and then pop it in the fridge and forget about it until you're ready to serve. I do have 1 cheesecake already made for you guys to see. This is what it looks like. Let me give you all a close up. I've added a dusting of cinnamon on top with a little bit more of the toffee bits after I added the sour cream topping. And there you have it. That's how you make one of the best, most impressive, most delicious, and quintessential desserts for Thanksgiving or any of the holidays. It has the warm cinnamon, pumpkin flavor that everybody loves and appreciates at the end of the year, as well as the fact that you have made every element on your own. It has great wow factor. So I got you guys. If you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. If you guys like this video, hit the like button as well as leaving a comment with any suggestions or anything that you liked in particular about this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video of the Thanksgiving series.